Hot mics.
What is up, boys? It's your boys, Hot Mike and wait, who are
The
we?
Sweaty Boys. We're Hot
It's
Mike and the Sweaty
it's
Boys.
Hot Mike and the Sweaty Boy.
Coming at you live from New York. Bow, 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 bow. We're a radio talk show now.
Oh baby!
That's it. That's it. The iconic "Oh baby."
Wah, 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 wah. Now the
That's a
toilet
dirty
flushing
Mike
noise.
staple. It's a dirty Mike staple.
Okay, let's move on, guys. It's chapter 1120. You know the drill at this point. We're gonna read it. Chapter title is Atlas, and we have Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 10, Denjiro Daimyo of Kibi. Sentences the children? What? I didn't even notice them in a bag on his back.
I didn't either, and that's why I had to hold myself back from laughing while you were reading it out loud.
Wait, what
That's
the
really
heck?
funny.
He's just... That's a crime.
No, he's a daimyo. He can do what he wants.
He's got a bag of children. I'm pretty sure that's just not allowed.
Nah, he's just not like us. All right.
He's built different. Okay,
People
come
can
on.
know.
Let's get to reading. I want to... Ooh!
Oh!
Okay, well, that's a reaction right away.
All right. Okay. All right. 26 years ago, Punk Hazard. And yes, we're on the island of Punk Hazard before it was ruined. Please, Vegapunk, you must... Oh, you simply must study the Void Century with us. There is a darkness there too deep for the world to leave unaddressed. And it looks like Clovis is talking to Vegapunk. The more we study it, the more we require expertise in other fields. As you can see, I'm a government scientist now. I cannot give you any data. I see like horns behind the Punk Hazard gates. Very neat. Anyway, how many times have you been arrested by now? They know exactly where to find you. Surely you know why they continue to allow you to live. It's because they're biding their time until they can round up and wipe out all of your friends. Pull back now. So what of the darkness? One cannot measure the good and evil of the past. And Clovis is saying, I once saw a man with the name of D, killed right before my eyes, without warning. A man I was born and raised with. My older brother. Dun dun dun.
Okay, his name is Clover. I don't know why you're calling him Clovis.
I'm thinking of a different character. I don't know why. Anyway, my true name is Cloudy Clover. He's a friend, and I only survived because I lied. How is it right that a person can die simply for declaring the name they were given at birth? There's a secret history whose traces are continually erased. I will not help you with this, and I'll forget what you just said. The most I can do is tell you to be careful. Vegapunk, I will solve this mystery someday. The voices of the past will be heard. 22 years ago. Did you hear about O'Hara and the West Blue? They're going to place a buster call on it. Hmm? Ooh, I wish I could see the slaughter unfold. And here you see Caesar Clown
Caesar for knockoff.
going, "Ooh, it's Clover, the archaeologist. They finally caught him by the toe now. Shoo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Now no one will dare study the Void Century again. It's the perfect example to scare them all off." You just see Vegapunks just kind of looking off. Please, Vegapunk. And he's just remembering what Clover said to him. They say a single child escaped alive, and you see him holding Robin's Wanted poster. And now we're cutting over to O'Hara in the crater, and he's thinking to himself, surely you had time to escape, Clover, as he's throwing his flowers in there and seeing the books. Did all of you die just to preserve this vast store of text for the future? It's preposterous. What lunatic would dare risk certain death to continue your research? And now we're back in the present, and we're back on Vegapunk's transmission. Someone once said that the voices of the past will be heard. History is told by the winners, and the voices of the losers at the bottom of the sea are so very faint. But the truth that was gleaned, at the cost of so much sacrifice, and we cut to the Baratier, we were cutting to, I'm assuming that's Tequila Wolf, I'm not sure though.
Looks like
and
it.
then you can see Robin just kind of covering her face, getting all weepy. But the truth that was gleaned at the cost of so much sacrifice has at last been told to the world. Just now. Okay, well, got cut off, but I digress. Hey, what are you doing? Shoot us off. No, you're not going yet. This is Zoro telling him to get off, and Lilith's like, no, not yet. That horse Gramps is going to attack us again. And that's exactly why we can't leave. I understand that your ship can accelerate to fly a distance of a kilometer, but if he manages to reduce the run-up speed at all, your horizontal projection distance drops. It's a northward wind. That'll reduce your lift. And according to my calculations, the ship will crash on hard ground without reaching the water. As long as you don't get rid of that old geezer. Huh? And, okay. What is happening here?
Did Atlas just deck Lilith?
Oh! That's what's happening here. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you just see Atlas just come over and, like, just deck Lilith into the ground. Aaron's like, what? Atlas?
Ha ha! She literally decked her.
Why did you do that to Lilith? And she's just huffing and puffing, and what? She's clicking something on Lilith's head.
God.
Take care of Lilith. Fly. I'll remove the obstacle. Hmm? What do you mean? Lilith's access just shorted out. Only Atlas is left. Oh, I see what's happened. So, okay. We see a horse boy getting ready to run up on him. Take Lilith inside, Zoro. Alright. Wait, Atlas. Explain. And you just see Atlas flying towards Horseboy. And Jinbei's like, let's get going. What? Are you sure, Jinbei? We'll regret it if we're too slow to act. Hit it, Brook. As you wish. Kude, and you see Atlas flying closer to Horseboy. And you just see an arm just fly off, but Atlas is ramming herself into Horseboy. And just giving it all she's got. To keep him from getting close to the ship. Burst! And you see in the Thousand Sunny is now, you know what I mean? I had a burp, excuse me. Alright. I can only pray, this is Vegapunk's transmission again, that this message has made it safely out to the world at large. Whoa! What's happening, Vice Admiral Hound? That huge boar, the snake, the bird, the robot. I don't get it. I didn't hear about any of this. And Luffy's looking at the robot and he's like, giant robot! Is that an iron giant? You just see all the giants are like, ooh, ooh, neato. Joy Boy, I'm so happy I get to see you again. Luffy's like, huh? He's looking around. He's like, I'm talking. The giant's getting upset. He's like, I'm talking to you.
Good old Emmett.
This wasn't on my bingo card. All right. It would be foolish to hear about a war 900 years in the past from only one side. And this is Vegapunk saying this again. The giant's talking to Luffy. You go ahead. Your enemy is my enemy. Oh, I'm so happy I get to fight for you again, Joy Boy. And Luffy's like, this is amazing. You can talk. Joy Boy is in danger. I must protect him. It seems we cannot end Vegapunk's speech unless we shatter this thing to pieces. So you just see Worm Boy and Boar Boy are getting ready to rise up on him. Get this ship moving. Is that thing on our side, Straw Hat? And Luffy's like, yeah, well, it says it wants to protect someone named Joy Boy. Who's that? It's saying something? I don't hear it. What? You don't? Don't just let them sail away. Fire! Yes, ma'am. And so the Navy's picking up their fire on the giants. History requires a multifaceted approach to understand entirely. If only I had more time on my side. Oh, and Shai Hulud's going in on the Iron Giant. Alas, there are forces outside of my ability to stop. And you just see Frankie and Sanji are freaking out. It's winding up. It's going to shoot something. And the worm's going at it, and you just see like a poof come out from the giant's wrist. And he's like, huh? And everyone's like, what? Look out, robot.
Look out, robot.
So he's able to hold back Shai Hulud. But it looks... Is it just me, or did a lot of him just get torn off there?
He might be missing an arm at the moment.
Yeah, and part of his upper torso. No! Robo! That's a 900-year-old weapon. Of course it doesn't work anymore. Crush between your jaws, Peter. John, who's Peter?
Jew Peter.
Who's that?
Shai Hulud.
Oh, Shai Hulud.
I hate this bit. I just want you to know.
You just see, oh my god.
Saturn.
Saturn.
Jesus
I know Saturn.
Christ.
Stop
How do you
that
not know
transmission.
the rest of them?
Well, we had time with Saturn. We haven't bonded with the rest of them yet. And I do know their names. It's Worm, it's Shai Hulud, and Horseboy. Alright, stop that transmission. And you see him bounce off of Shai Hulud. And and he lands on the giant ship. You're not going anywhere.
Oh,
And they're all
dang.
freaking out. Kuma, Bonnie. You just see, Kuma and Bonnie are like, uh-oh. And Sanji's like, hmm? He's looking up. It's the Sunny. And is that... So, yeah, you just see the Sunny's starting to fall down. Hang on tight. Going down. Wait a second. Are we even going to make it? And you just see... We're cutting back to Atlas and Horseboy. You would sacrifice yourself. And he slices her again. And she's like, nope. Extra service. On the house. Oh. And she explodes, propelling the Sunny even further forward. And
Aww.
probably not killing Horseboy, but it's a thought that counts. So shout out to Atlas. Pour some water out. You a real one. Just
Not
kidding.
gonna pour that out.
Mm-mm. Okay. 25 years ago, the pirate Gold D. Roger completed an unprecedented tour of the entire world. That's it. We're going to make it. What was that? It can't end like this. Atlas! And what he and his crew heard. Okay. Atlas is... Okay, you just see York laughing. Atlas is gone. Now the only Dr. Vegapunk left in the world is little old me. And Horseboy is regenerating his head. Clearly he was affected more by that, but he's doing just fine. And Saturn's like, not while the Stella continues to babble on. Yes, of course. We'll stop it at once. And everyone's charging for the giant. Whoa. I'm all rusty. Joy Boy, you said when the time is right. I think this counts. I'm going to use it, okay? And what he and his crew heard were likely the pierced voices of the past. In conclusion, as I'm sure you've all surmised by now, my view of our future is thus. Wait, what? What does he mean, Gold D? You just, is that an impel down? You see prisoners impel down, just, they're like, what? And that's the way to end a chapter, I guess.
I love that because the world does know him as Gold Roger, so it's about time it's exposed that he's Gold D. Roger.
Yeah. No, and that's a good point. I think I've kind of just assumed that everyone else did, but I think only a few select people in the Navy
Yeah.
did know.
No, it's just one of
So
those
that
things
makes
that
sense.
didn't really ever come up, and we've just known for so long. Like I think we knew that way back in Logtown.
The first mention of it is Drum Island.
No,
I don't know where well, the Willow D is. I know that for a fact.
Well, that's
but-
where we mentioned the Will of D, but I'm pretty sure we get
Yeah.
Gold D Roger from the barkeeper there. We definitely mention it in Drum Island. You might be right, but I'm pretty sure it's Logtown.
Yeah. No, I'm mostly talking about the specific call out of the Willow D. I'm not sure where that was revealed, so you could very well be right on that.
Because if I'm pretty sure the guy is like, oh, Gold Roger, that's what they call him now, huh?
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I haven't reread Logtown in a minute.
So what do you think Emmett's about to do?
Time is right.
It can't just be blow himself up. That's too easy.
We just got it this chapter with Atlas, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to believe it's something else.
Right. But what?
what?
If it's not blow himself up, what is it?
Well, that's just it. We don't know what this thing's capable of. It's technology from the Void Century. We have no idea what they were capable of then. So it really could be just about not anything, but it could be a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, really, there's no way to predict it. It's future technology. Literally, he can make up anything he wants here, and it's just all right to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very curious.
So, fun fact: I was talking to Mandy this week, mostly on the drive back to help keep each other awake.
Sure.
And one of my talking points was like, "Oh, I like how Atlas survived." Just immediately, like the next chapter. Nope.
Oops.
So that's funny. Okay, so remember how a few chapters ago we thought maybe Mars is defeated by the Sunny dropping on his head? Now we have the Sunny
Yeah.
actively falling and Saturn's in the same position.
I was gonna say we've switched out the
Yeah.
slash Gorosei, but I think it'll still go the same way.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that's where we're at right now. Okay, breakaway panel of the chapter. I think we both know what it is.
Mm. Um. Okay. Yes, we totally both know what it is. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Joy
Totally.
Boy, I'm so happy to see you again.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yes.
I'm talking to you. Just a who?
Who?
Just the blank expression on his face.
It's like peak Luffy. It's so good.
Literally all the powers of a god standing at the pinnacle of history and just clueless as ever. Gear 5 is the greatest thing to ever happen in this series.
Undoubtedly, yes,
Like,
I agree.
somehow it's never been more tense, and at the same time, it's never been funnier. How do you
Hmm.
possibly write that consistently week to week?
I mean, even if you look back at the beginning, One Piece is always. I mean, it's never been this tense, but the stakes have never been higher like this.
Yeah, but it's
But
always
like,
been fun. Like, there's always been
yeah,
time for comedy.
there's always been that. Yeah.
But the fact that we can get this tense and still this funny,
Hmm.
I mean, we're literally getting the Void Century spelled out for us. One of the biggest mysteries explained, asterisk. And here's Luffy just, hmm?
Hmm. Yeah.
Nice to see young Clover. Are we gonna get the Clover flashback?
Cloudy Clover. We didn't know he was a D either, did we?
No, that's new. Okay. So why did we get the Baratier Tequila Wolf? And, well, it's obvious why we got Robin. But can we
Hmm.
talk about Tequila Wolf? What is Tequila Wolf? Like,
It's come up like the past. I don't know. We've talked about it a few times before. It's always been the same. We have no idea.
we
We
have
have
no.
no idea
It's
where that's
why are
going.
we building this bridge? What I really want to know is it world government or is it ancient kingdom? Which is
Mm,
it? Who's
right.
building this bridge?
Yeah, and I don't know. We've not gotten an answer to that. We've got no clues to that. Yeah, we have no idea.
I do love the concept though, how it's just a country that is a bridge and they keep building even though they don't know where they're going anymore.
Hmm. It's giving a little bit of Zoe vibes when they first get there. Like, oh, it's marching. We just don't know where.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Also, shout out to the Vegapunk panel. It's preposterous. What lunatic would dare risk certain death to continue research? Then
hmm.
goes on to do exactly that.
Right. I love that for who he is. I think it sums him up pretty well.
I love that he didn't just, know Clover and respect him. Like, his friend said, you have to do this. He's like, absolutely no way.
No.
Until
Yeah.
it cost his friend's life, he's like, okay, what was this all about?
What pushed you to sacrifice yourself like this? Yeah. Because then here we are revealing the will of D to the rest of the world, and I think that's really beautiful, actually. He's able to carry his friend's will out like that. Or
But
try to, at least, you
yeah,
know.
he is at least open to can of beans on the world.
Mm-hmm.
But way back at the beginning of the chapter, we're at Punk Hazard. You mentioned the skull head being over the door.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, my guy, because Kaido's
Hmm.
there.
But he wasn't that big
Well,
yet, was
that's
he?
not Kaido, but they probably like it's on all the danger signs. They probably put it on top of a building. It's
Yeah.
it's like it's representative of him because they're making his devil fruit.
Yeah, they're working on, yeah, recreating, what was it, Ancient Giants or whatever.
No, no, no. They're doing that because of his dragon fruit. They want to make dragon, and then he makes the pink one that Momo is.
Right.
Yeah,
But then what was... I'm getting my wires crossed.
you get wires crossed.
I'm thinking about what Caesar was doing.
Exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say like you're thinking of the Yeti Cool brothers,
How could I forget the
dude.
most memorable characters?
I'm not convinced they have some big major role to play, but I'm hopeful that someday we get any kind of explanation. Like we already know they're linked to recreating the ancient giants. We know they were like a research project failed, but I hope we get something more on them. That's
And
it.
what about those guards that Chaka had attack Crocodile and then get taken out in one panel, pretty much? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do know who you're talking about because they like drank the elixir of double strength that makes them dead anyway, and then we all died
Mm-hmm.
immediately. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's the one.
See, from a storytelling perspective, sure. One, I think it's fucking stupid and pointless at this point. But you know what? You want to show us how beefed up and willing to sacrifice themselves they are, and then they still get taken out? Sure. But you're
Mm-hmm.
sailing the Grand Line, man. You didn't know you can't just punch Logias? Like, that's never come up.
They were desperate. They were desperate.
Also,
Anyway,
no one in that kingdom has hockey. It's like no hockey users at the tippy top of the security chain.
Oda didn't create it yet. There's no way to know.
Zora was absolutely using hockey to fight Mr. One.
Okay, but that's different. And Oda definitely didn't have the concept of hockey ready yet. So,
And we already had Dragon grabbing Smoker.
right. But again, that was Oda being like, oh, here's a guy that could do this. He didn't have a plan yet.
No, I think he, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he knew what hockey was, but he definitely had a whole, there is a different level you can be on.
Yeah, and I think that's mostly what he was trying to get across there. Yeah.
Yeah. But
So
no.
we do get to Skype, and then I think he does have a better idea of what he's going for there. But
But no, he definitely,
alas.
he had some concept of hockey, even if it wasn't fleshed out.
Mm, yeah.
Definitely didn't have conquerors hockey. Like we saw a little bit
No.
of armament, we saw a little bit of observation,
Yeah.
no evidence of conquerors.
None.
But yeah,
Uh,
okay, we're way off topic now.
way off topic. Where do you think Lilith goes after all of this? Because now she's disconnected from the hive mind. She could theoretically go with the Straw Hats.
I don't think she's disconnected. I think she's unconscious. So Atlas, quote unquote, like faked her death. So they're not gonna try and kill her because she's a Vegapunk anymore. They don't really fucking care if the Straw Hats escape.
Well, because York says that her access just shorted out, so she's not
Yeah,
connected to the
because she's
the.
unconscious. I think
Well,
when
but
she
you
wakes up,
no
she
no no
regains connection.
no, because you see Atlas has her hands around the back of Lilith's head, and you hear like a click noise. So I think that's her way of disconnecting Lilith from the network, so that they don't think she's alive anymore, and she's able to get off the island.
I gotta take a peek at this. Where is this?
This is the same page where she decks Lilith.
Oh, you're right. There is a click. I don't know. Maybe Lilith can just click it back.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
convinced she's disconnected permanently. You might be right. She might be. I think it's just lay low. You're unconscious. You're disconnected. They think you're dead. You can escape.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised if she sails with the Straw Hats. I mean, someone who knows the Void Century now, Vegapunk, we've gotten name dropped for so long. Um, I also wouldn't be surprised if Bonnie sticks around, having seen her god in the flesh.
Yeah, I have no idea what buying because I think a lot of people are. I don't know if a lot of people are, but I've seen some comments that's like, "Oh yeah, buying should join the crew. She should travel with them."
I see the argument for it, and I don't hate it.
Hmm.
It
I don't
might be
either.
nice
I
to
like
have
money.
another, like, younger person on the crew, a la Chopper.
Hmm.
And especially since we know she can do Gear 5. That's pretty, she could be a powerhouse.
That's what I'm thinking. And now that it could be that she just wants to go to a quiet island with her dad while he's still got time with her and stuff. Maybe it's that kind of a situation, or
Yeah.
maybe Kuma goes
So
with them
that's
too.
another talking point. Does Kuma survive?
Right.
I mean, obvious answer is no. He's from the older generation. He's passed on his will. But then what about his devil fruit? Because it's the one of the missing first 10 numbers.
Hmm.
So what's up there? Like, how do we
Right.
keep his fruit on the crew but not have him survive? But if he does survive, he's definitely joining. But we can't have Bonnie, Lilith, and Kuma all join at the same time. That seems excessive. Oh my goodness, excessive.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe Lilith doesn't join the group. Maybe she just sails with them off to wherever they're going next, aka Elbaf.
I don't know. She has nowhere to return to. She was a government scientist and warrants out for her head. I could definitely see her
Right.
just being like, I got nowhere to be. I'm a pirate now.
Yeah.
Also, she's
No, and that's
literally the evil one.
right. So yeah, that's what made me think that she joined the group. Because yeah, I don't know where else she'd go, unless maybe New Mads, but that'd be I think a stretch.
Yeah. Be a fun stretch, though.
It would be. It would be.
I could
Hey,
definitely. I don't know. I could imagine Bonnie not joining her. I'd like her to join. I'm definitely on Team Bonnie for Nakama. But I
mhm.
could see her not joining and, taking Kuma back to his house and, like, just kind of burying him or spending his rest of the
Sure.
days in quiet, doing, like, a take
Yeah.
care of him thing. She definitely
Yeah.
shows up for the final conflict, though.
There's no way she doesn't. Yeah.
It's, Bonnie aside, though, as great as she's been, you know what I'm really excited for? We finally get Rouge. And I've just been waiting for him since his introduction. He was like one of the 2 or 3 I was super interested in back on Saba Odi.
Dude, I'm he's the one I've been like super excited to learn more about, but he's the one that we've been waiting the most to hear anything about.
Yeah, but the
Like,
fact that he's built up and we get him after Bonnie, like he's not,
mm,
Bej, who he was fun. Bej was fun, but he's just
oh,
kind
I
of
like Bej a lot.
introduced, and he was cool. He's fun. He's good. Whatever.
Yeah.
He wasn't Drake. He wasn't Hawkins. Who again, like interesting characters, sure. No one was Apu.
No, no
I
one.
was so hyped for Apu, and then he's.
I was.
I'd like
I
him
think
to
he
do
was used
something.
appropriately.
I think he's got something up his sleeve, but at this
Well, he's
point,
with the numbers
yeah,
now.
he's with the
It could be
numbers.
anything.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I as much as I'd like him to do anything, I no longer have hype for him.
Yeah. I'd like to see more from him because I didn't hate him. I think he was used just the right amount,
He
but
was annoying, but yeah, he wasn't unbearable. Anywho, but
hmm
the fact that we get progressively cooler as we introduce more of them, except
I
Law.
was gonna say Law was pretty early.
Yeah, Law was special though.
hmm
I
Special little boy.
cannot wait to see what Arouge has up his sleeve because he's like the whole fallen angel thing. He's a
hmm
monk, so we know he's
He's the monk.
religious.
Yeah.
There's no way he doesn't know Nika.
He's got a cool power.
And he's always smiling. Like he's
Always.
literally doing the Joy Boy thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I need confirmation if my theory about him having betrayed Anel is correct, because that just gives me even more weight for why Jew Peter's gonna betray him. And
Mm-hmm.
so I watched that Morge video, and another one, a piece of evidence he had, I didn't. I can't claim this. We literally just had the Vegapunk satellites, and one of them betrays Vegapunk.
Sure.
It's a whole thing where you can't take all the free will out of something. So if Jew Peter, doesn't have all, and a piece of evidence for that, we've gotten thought bubbles from every Gorosei except Jew Peter.
Yeah.
So his thoughts are still perfectly private to us.
Interesting.
Yep.
Um, real quick, one more point about Arouge.
Okay.
Too off topic is that the little bits that we have gotten of him.
Yeah.
It's like it's just he was there when Kaido was introduced. He's like, oh, that fool's jumping off a cloud. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got a little brief description of him going to Whole Cake and taking down one of the sweet commanders.
Right.
Like, come on, it's cool.
I mean, he's,
Anyway,
Yonko commander level confirmed.
at the very least, yeah.
We know,
He was
like,
pretty
yeah, we got him at
bandaged up,
Kaido's
but-
introduction. We know he could, like, take a few hits from Kizaru back on Saba Odi. Granted, I don't
Right.
think he was going all out.
No, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, he's a pretty badass guy who's very likely got connections to Nika. I
Mhm.
cannot
I
wait
can see
for
it.
a Rouge. And correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't even have concrete evidence for this. I want to say he had some connection to Elbaf. Like, there's a Sky Island at the top, and he was confirmed to have been there. I don't know. I think we might get him on Elbaf, is my hope at least. And for some reason, my brain says there's a connection there.
Yeah, and there could be. I just don't recall at this
Yeah.
moment.
No, I'm not like gonna die on that hill, but I'm really hopeful we get a Rouge on Elbaf.
That'd be cool. I mean,
But
we've
yeah.
already got Shanks and probably Kid, so I that might be a little crowded. We'll
Okay,
see.
so actually speaking of Shanks, last we saw him, he said he was leaving Elbaf and it's time to go do something. I forget what. So I think he might not be on Elbaf. My fear is that he's gonna go after Blackbeard right now and end up dead before Luffy can see him, giving us a reason not to return the Straw Hat.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Now, that's a whole other topic for another day. But I am
Yeah.
so scared we don't see Luffy doesn't see Shanks again. But
Yeah.
then Blackbeard will have killed Shanks, directly played a role in killing Ace, and currently has Garp primed for execution. Just gives Luffy all the reason to go kick his ass.
Hmm.
Say words, say anything. It's your turn to
Say
speak.
words. Oh my god. I don't know. That's been built up as the whole promise of the series. Not to get too far off topic of this chapter, but I don't.
No, you're right.
I could see that happening, but I don't think it happens before Luffy at least sees him again. You know.
See, I could see it going either way. Like, I want Luffy and Shanks to meet. You're right. We've been promised this since literally chapter 1.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, how much of a gut punch to the audience would it be to have him kill? You know, we feel that as much as Luffy does.
Right. And I think it would be a strong twist
I mean,
for sure. Don't get me wrong.
how
but-
many people died on Wano? How many people died on Egghead? I don't think Oda's pulling punches anymore. I think he might have what it takes to kill Shanks before Luffy sees him.
Yeah, and I could totally. I'm not putting it past him.
Yeah.
I think he could.
Again, I want them to meet again. I don't like Shanks is gonna die. It's just a matter of whether or not he dies before he sees Luffy again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's everything we have on the chapter though, because we've gotten way off
We
topic.
got way off topic.
So yeah, you want to hit us with an outro? I always do the outro. I'm gonna sip coffee.
Yeah, sip your coffee, sit back. Let me show you how a real outro is done.
Hey everybody, it's John from Obscure Reference. Austin wants us to start including these end cards at the end of our videos, and that in these end cards I'm supposed to tell you to click here to subscribe, and click over here for another one of our delightful videos. Some things he didn't tell me to do include this, and this.